Hello traders, I'm Ignat Barasenko and this is Wave Trading. So let's start today with dollar index where we've got this. The main wave count is still on the table, but last Friday we've got this, which is so unusual for waves 4. So there's a critical level, here it's the high of this wave 1, and when it breaks, this wave count is going to a trash bin. So, if it happens, I'm going to move to this wave count, which means we could have a diagonal triangle in wave 5. So, this price movement could be a zigzag with a small triangle here in wave B. It could be like A, B, like a triangle, and wave C. And also I have to admit that there are some other wave counts, for example, a triangle in wave 4. For example, like this. So if this level breaks, then I'll be out of the market until we've got here a zigzag, which could be wave 2 or wave C inside this triangle, and I'm going to buy only when a bullish impulse like this arrives somewhere in here. So to sum up, I'll be very careful here next week. At the same time, we've got this on Australian dollar versus New Zealand dollar, where this wave 3 has likely started, which means we could have an extension where wave 3 is taking place. So I'm keeping 2 long trades and I'm going to buy more next week. Wave count on British pound is still very tricky. This wave 4 could be continued maybe in a form of a double 3. In this case, we could have here a double zigzag in wave B or X, like W, X, Y, and then there's an opportunity to have a bullish impulse, for example, in this wave A. But it also could turn out like a triangle in wave 4, like this. It's an upper side and the lower side of this pattern, and this wave could move here. So, in this case, bears are going to deliver wave 5. Like this, and this wave moves here, like this. So, if we look at the 1 hour chart, we've got here this moving average line, and if a pullback from this line happens, there'll be an opportunity to have wave 5, like this. So, currently I'm out of the market here, but if we see a pullback from this line on Monday, and if a small bearish impulse arrives somewhere in here, I'm going to sell. But if this line breaks, and we see here a bullish impulse, something like that, then this wave count will be the main one. And I've got this for euro dollar, where we can have wave 2 here. So let's go to the 1 hour chart, and here we can see an impulse in wave 1 here, and a possible zigzag in wave 2 here with a bullish impulse in wave C. So I'm out of the market here until we've got a complete impulse here and a small bearish impulse somewhere in here. So if I see a downward impulse, something like that here, then I'm going to sell. I'm keeping 1 long trade on Japanese yen because there's an opportunity to have another bullish impulse, something like this. We could have here wave 1 here and smaller wave here, and there's a possible flat pattern in wave 2. So if I see here on Monday a small bullish impulse, which could be the first wave inside this wave 3, I'm going to buy. Euro pound is still bullish because we've got a lot of pullbacks from this moving average line, and it's likely that bulls are going to deliver this wave 3. So we've got a double zigzag in wave 2 here on the 4 hours chart, and then the first wave arrived here. So there's an opportunity to have a bullish impulse in wave 3, and that's why I'm keeping my long trades, and I'm going to buy even more on Monday on this local correction. And we've got very interesting moment on Australian dollar versus Canadian dollar, cause there's a wedge in wave 1 and a zigzag in wave 2 here. Also, I've got a bearish impulse, which could be small wave 1 inside this wave 1. So I'm going to sell on Monday to trade the third wave inside this wave 1. On Turkish lira, we've got a correction which could be wave 4, which has a downward impulse here in wave A. So after this local correction, which could be wave B, bears are likely going to deliver another downward impulse, which could be wave C. So I'm currently out of the market here. Pound versus franc is still bearish, and It seems like this wave 5 is likely going to be continued, so we've got this on the 4 hours chart where this small wave 3 has been extended, which means after this local correction we could have another bearish impulse, this wave 5. So I'm keeping my short trades. We've got a pullback from the upper side of this triangle on Australian dollar, so we could have another bearish impulse which could be wave 5. And as you can see on the 1 hour chart, there's a possible impulse in wave 3 where small wave 4 is about to end. I mean, it could be like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And that's why I'm keeping my short trades here, but I very don't like this part of the chart, which could be this triangle. And if it's a triangle, this could be a zigzag, which means this wave E of the triangle could be continued and be like A, B, C, and in this case we're going to have another test of this upper side of the triangle. So if the price catches my stops, I'll be out of the market until this wave structure becomes more clear. Wave count on gold is still very difficult. I mean, we could have here this wedge in wave 1 or wave A, we just don't know. But this very fast bullish movement make this story quite tricky, because we've got here this channel. I mean, there is its upper side and the lower side, and it means we've got a pullback from here. So it could turn out that it's just a zigzag like ABC, which also could be wave 2 or B. So if the price goes higher next week, and this zigzag be just obvious, then and only then I'm going to buy maybe somewhere in here during this possible impulse, which could be this wave 1. But until the price stays in this local channel, I mean like this, I'll be out of the market. And I still don't have any trades on oil, cause this wave count is very difficult. I mean, we've got a correction which could be wave 4 inside this diagonal triangle, but this correction is likely going to be continued, so I'm not going to trade this market in the coming days. I've got 2 long trades on Dow, cause this moving average line is still acting as a support here, which means wave 4 could be ended here, or we can have, for example, a flat maybe in a form of a triangle, something like that. But if this correction goes deeper and we see a test of the lower side of this channel, I'll be out of the market until we see a pullback and a bullish impulse. And shares on Goldman, I've got 1 long trade, but it seems like I'm going to get my stop loss on Monday. If so, I'll be out of the market until wave 2 ends. And there's a very interesting moment on Facebook, cause it seems like this wave 3 ended and we've got a diagonal triangle which could be wave 5. At the same time, this diagonal triangle could be the first wave inside this wave 5, which could be, in this case, a little bit bigger. So I'm keeping my long trades with a stop losses under this moving average line. And I'm still holding my long trade on Apple shares, cause it seems like this small wave 5 going to be continued and we could have a new high on Monday. So that's all for today's video. Have a good week and profitable trades. Take care and bye bye.